Oh, hey guys, I didn't realize you were already here. I guess you already know why you're here. Chest rigs. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate the support. Today, on this channel, we will be going over this specific chest rig, I guess, doing a quick breakdown. So I'm just out shooting, and I guess I'll just show you essentially what that means for today's kit. We're doing a little bit of long range stuff, so I wanted to make sure to bring a rangefinder. And that's not something I normally have on my kit, but for long range it seemed essential. And it's a little bit nippy today, so we got the coffee on deck. Also, not normal or essential, but important for cold weather.
I don't know, I don't think that's something that's real.
On this episode, we will be breaking down the chest rig. I get a lot of questions about what's inside and why, and hopefully today we'll be able to answer some of those questions. So let's get right to it. I often get questions on what I carry, where, and why. Today, on Jake. Today on the Picture Taker, we'll be doing a simple chest rig breakdown. There's a red team rule. The target dictates the weapon, and the weapon dictates the movement. And I like to have kind of the same principle towards what you carry in your chest rig, because it's completely mission dependent, and by no means should you copy my setup. Your setup should depend on exactly what you're doing. So we'll get right to it. Essentially what I've built is a custom Spirit System rigs with a few of their pouches. They have a modular setup. And right to what I carry. In the primary pocket, I have some chocolate chip cookies. Over here, we have some mac and cheese, some Sun Chips. On this side, coffee, some more mac and cheese. Down here in the dangler, a whole bottle of ibuprofen for when you need it, and more chocolate chip cookies. Now remember, these are the organic kind. And then up here in this pouch I carry just emergency home baked. My mom actually baked these. These are home baked chocolate chip cookies, just for like last ditch effort. And that's pretty much it, besides like ammo. All jokes aside, the point is you can carry whatever you want, whatever you need. Mission dependent. Remember that. It can always change. And I like to have empty pouches too sometimes, just to add stuff later. Not all of your pouches should be full. You don't have to find stuff to fill your pouches. Ounces are pounds and pounds are pain. I will show you what I actually carry though. This is just a built-out Spirit Systems rig with just some minor modifications. But there are other rigs that work great. The Onward Research rig is awesome for some lightweight recce stuff, literally called the recce rig. My friends over at Spade 7 Tactical make an awesome rig too. And then Spirit Systems makes a lot of smaller stuff and other options as well. I like to build my kit based on the principle of simple and light equals freedom, agility, and mobility. Like less is more kind of thing. So I use my rig for hunting, shooting, training, riding, hiking, camping, backpacking, recce, night ops, airsoft, you name it. Essentially, the primary items that I'm always carrying are mags, ammunition, and I guess water, and a knife, a fixed blade preferably. Ammunition, a fixed blade, and water. Do not go out without those. I carry at least 3 30-round mags. These are feeling kind of light. But you can store spare ammunition in the expander wing pouches. Now I'll show you some of the finer details. I like to have at least 2 pairs of gloves on me. Usually you'll lose one. I use the Low Pro hanger to store them on the outside. It turns any drainage eyelet into a storage hook, essentially. Over here are the pouches I modified. I made these are Spiritus, I believe Spiritus GP tall pouches. I've modified them to fit on 2 rows of molly. Essentially all I did was hemmed the back about 1 inch, so the back was skinnier but the front stays the same. And this allows me to carry a full-size Nalgene bottle up front or anything else large that I might need. For example, on this side I carry my night vision goggles, large enough to fit the DT and VS. In here I also have some paracord, a million uses, we don't even have to get into that. I'll typically carry some kind of face covering, preferably merino wool, if it's cold. Inside the primary pouch, I custom sewed my own organizers to fit the exact gear that I always have in here. I highly advise you do the same. It is extremely satisfying. I'll show you exactly what each of them contains. So starting top down, left to right, I have a pack of 4 AA batteries, my trusty Leatherman multi-tool, a lighter. I have spare batteries for my thermal scope. You never know how long you'll be out. I have a bunch of AAAs. These are CR123s. This pouch is made by Bricks and Mortar. I just found an excuse to carry it. Keep the ends covered so they do not touch each other and drain. 4 CR123s and a Sharpie. I also always carry a headlamp because it's probably going to get dark and you don't always use night vision when it's dark. Sometimes you just use a headlamp. I use the Thing expander wing. I believe it's the Thing 2 expander wing from Spiritus Systems. So far it's my favorite winged setup, I guess. I modified the rear, or I guess side rear pouches with neoprene to make the radio and the knife ride a lot more comfortably. I carry a Mora Knives fixed blade. They're super light, but they're stainless and quality, ultra sharp. And this is just a Baofeng. Great for practice, I guess. I really haven't invested into a $900 radio yet. Back to the front. Tourniquet, of course. Keep multiple on your kit. Front pouch, gum. Not the kind that gives you cancer. A lens cleaning cloth. You're going to need this eventually. Some rubber bands. These can also dual purpose as fire starters. Zip ties. I run my push to talk on the shoulder strap and route the cord down in between the pouches so it's out of the way and it's plugged into the radio. Side note, I like to use a stubby antenna because it gets pretty good range and it stays out of the way. Down here I keep a bottle of ibuprofen. This is essential. In this pouch I keep my med kit. I won't go into details on that because there's a million videos on med kits. You can just look up what to keep in your med kit. But honestly, besides the tourniquet, if I were to recommend anything, gauze and tape go a long way. Here's a closer angle of the neoprene padding that I put behind the Mora knife. I also cut the belt loop off of it to make it more comfortable. Here's the neoprene behind the radio. Here's the Onward Research Recce rig compared to my Spiritus custom rig that I built. The Onward Research rig is a great rig and allows you to carry a lot of ammo and pretty much what you need for recce. I think of this as more of a sustainment rig. It's heavier, but it allows you to carry everything you need to be out for a longer period. The entire rig consists of the Thing 2, the Microfight MK5, I can't remember their front organizer pouch, what it's called, 2 GP Talls that I modified. Again, I just hemmed them. It's really simple. It's really simple. You can do this at home. If you have a sewing machine, I guess. I recommend getting a sewing machine if you enjoy modifying kit. And the Spiritus Dangler for med stuff. Sometimes I will empty out a lot of the stuff and just run exactly what I need for like hunting, or maybe just like a day riding the dirt bikes in the mountains. Predator calls, when I'm predator hunting, the chest rig is great for hunting. You can run like binos, lunch, whatever you need for hunting in there. So I'll run this while I'm out coyote hunting and just kind of pull the calls as needed. Or the main thing is, guys, just like try a couple rigs and try out different stuff in it and see exactly what you're going to need on and up, because a lot of the times it's going to be 100% different than what your buddy's running, because we are not the same people. We do not do the same things, and we can all bring different things to the table, which is important. So running the same thing as your buddy means you just don't have any different cards to play when he runs out of options and looks to you, you know? Essentially just carry what you need and nothing you don't. I know that sounds simple and is not, but that's just the way it is. I hope this video answers some of your questions, guys. If not, comment below and I can answer them there. Stay tuned for the next video, whatever that may be. Now you guys just should take a moment to appreciate this. Obviously your phone, wallet can fit in there. Whole package of wipes, emergency flare, tennis ball, tape measure. You never know. It's a measuring contest. Field guide to birds, local birds. Very useful in an area like this with birds. You know, if you need a map, just carry a map, spare socks, toothbrush, a pistol, carry a spare pistol on the side, you know, a scarf, pretty much anything you need. A whole package of mochi, super premium ice cream wrapped chocolate. Gotta eat them quick.